I'm on a mission to explore radical economic solutions, new economic approaches. I'm very attracted towards the idea of building an economic theory based on radical equality. What if we started with the assumption that everyone should be equal? An economic approach that rejects inequality and takes the presence of equality as a critical starting point. What would that do to economics? Of course, this is a really big question. I'm not sure I've got the complete answer to it, but let's have a go. We can start by defining what radical equality looks like. The French philosopher Jacques Ranciere writes about democracy and equality. He writes that equality isn't just a goal to be achieved, but a presupposition that we should start by assuming that equality applies. In his book Disagreement, Politics and Philosophy, he says that equality is not a given that politics presses into service, an essence embodied in the law, or a goal politics sets the task of attaining. It's not something that we try to bring about. It's a mere assumption, not just a goal to be achieved. It's a starting point to be discerned within the economic policies implementing it. Everything has to be built on that. So assumption one of radical equality economics is that equality is integral to the economic and political system. It already exists. Assumption two is the belief, and it's a belief I really have, that everyone has equal capacity and deserves equal participation. It's a rejection of the idea that only certain groups, for example, experts or elites or people who've been to a particular university, know best. It's a demystification of economic knowledge. It's a faith that individuals can be empowered to engage. It's to do with the education system. It's to do with resources. It's to do with accessibility. It's to do with universal access to healthcare, housing, education. We're supposed to have that, but we absolutely do not. So what does the economics of radical equality actually look like then? Starting from the assumptions of equality as a starting point and a faith that all individuals have the ability to thrive, I'm not sure what would emerge. There's two visions that I can initially see. First, that a true meritocracy would emerge, where the outcomes are based on talent and hard work. The outcomes wouldn't be equal necessarily, but there would be equality of opportunity. The second vision is a kind of higher vision where everyone prospers, a new society, a society with service and sustainability at its core, each person fulfilling their potential, a society where material wealth is not the main criteria by which we judge success. Obviously, this is a fairly abstract idea. It's a concept. I'm not 100% sure yet how this would be practically implemented. One possibility would be to tax inheritance at 100% or a really high level and find ways to redistribute it. Not just giving people cash, using it to invest in public services and schemes to empower individuals, to put everyone on the same starting line. Another possibility is massive wealth tax or land tax. However, such heavy taxing is a kind of blunt tool, I think, and perhaps it's too socialist to get a buy-in. That's not a problem for me, of course, but getting a wider buy-in may be difficult. I think it's possible to come at this from a more spiritual perspective, the idea of sharing resources and community. I would prefer this not to be like a cash grab. What I would like, and I can understand if people call me a naive optimist, but what I would like is the wealthy to buy into this idea too. My vision isn't that everybody would own exactly the same. I strongly believe in the principle of the harder you work, the more you should profit, but with true equality. How this all becomes reconciled into practical proposals, I'm still not 100% sure, but I'm going to dedicate myself to working this out. Make sure you subscribe if you're interested in following me on this journey.